So, getting underway, I'm going to guess a lot of that stuff was like had to have been. There's blue mail in Chicken Hut. I'm gonna guess apathy went.
And how about a bottle?
And a bottle. Okay. Huh. I'm kind of trying to figure out where those items could have been in a 2-minute start. You don't start with a weapon. I mean, there's Uncle and there's Hookshot in Thieves' Hideout. What did we miss in the first 2 minutes of this scene?
We missed our sanity.
Yes.
Anyways, I'm Adirondack Rick. He's Westside Vandal.
Yes. And strap yourselves in, because it's probably gonna go on another roller coaster ride from here, because there's half magic on bottle vendors. Sure, why not?
Team Kappa comes in with a 2-0 record, 6 points. Should be a little bit of fun watching these guys. They ended up defeating. Oh, what team was it they faced against last week?
I have that in my notes. Hold on.
Spear Affinity.
Spear Affinity, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And
I'm going to just say that I'm glad that Apathyduck got this piece of heart in the back of Blind's hut here, because that stops the full-out beeping that we're getting here.
Not a fan of the heartbeat being anything but like quarter speed. Well, there's part of the puzzle. That glove was just sitting in Sanctuary. Yeah, so I'm assuming that means Apathy went the back of Escape.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm suspecting here. So here we go. Factory of Escape. Let's go ahead and fill in this puzzle. Let's go ahead and figure out what's going on here.
I'm going to assume this is just going to be like
yep, there's the red cane. There's the shovel.
And bombs. Alright. So we can take that red cane and fairly easily use it for escape if we wanted.
Or the mini Moldorm cave.
Or mini Moldorm cave, that is indeed correct. Oh, chicken clip from apathyduck. Well executed.
And there's the blue mail right there. So open mode, defeat Ganon. Your bread and butter modes this week and next week. Only difference is next week we give them boots to start and they have to go through the castle.
Yeah. And
oh my goodness, a hammer at the dig spot for 1-up.
Okay then. This seed not giving us any time to breathe whatsoever.
No, the start of the race isn't giving us any moment to breathe, and we had that 2-minute issue.
All right, so apathyduck gonna go ahead and clean up race game and library here. I would assume also gonna turn into that shovel if they haven't already.
I think our tracker has noticed a desert pendant, because they had that marked off for the Wu-Tang clan. But we will wait to see how the suspicions hold to be true. Wu-Tang clan's about to go ahead and claim that hammer, so if they've already got the Moon Pearl, that's a 7-minute Dark Road access.
Indeed. Picking up that 50 rupees gets us that little bit closer to paying off the King of Scams himself.
What makes him the King of Scams?
I mean, when's the last time you ever got anything useful off of him?
Besides a headache?
My point exactly. Hookshot was in the Thieves' Hideout in Lost Woods.
And you know the nice thing about having that be there is that Wu-Tang clan has another weapon that they can use, although Oneup did do a pretty good job of defeating the mini Moldorms. to get a whole bunch of rupees that now can pay off that Swindler King that you've mentioned about.
Indeed. And apathyduck, indeed, with that moon pearl confirmed.
All right. I think I saw 5 and 6, over at Swamp and Mire?
And I believe I saw Pendant Turtle Rock.
Not only just Pendant Turtle Rock, but Green Pendant Turtle Rock. All right, we're going to go into Hype Cave. We get ourselves some money. And then we're just going to get ourselves some money.
Yes. A little money, as the case may be, because this money is staying on screen forever.
And then we're going to get some money.
Yeah. South Shore with pretty much a large majority of the rupees in Hyrule. And just like that, apathyduck is all the way back over, heading towards Stumpy.
And we did not see what the other 4 items inside of this location was. So as a result, you and I will both be in the surprise when we find out what actually came of this. Apparently a lamp was one of the items.
And a sword has been marked as well, which, yep, confirmed.
I'm not convinced. I don't know how you're getting this idea that he got a sword.
All right. Meanwhile, Oneup did fake flipper, checking the camper here and receiving 10 arrows for that bow, which apathyduck has not found.
Don't worry, he will at some point.
Yep, he will, yes.
We don't know where, but he will.
Just 20 rupees in the dig game, so, after a rather rude amount of digs for just 20 rupees, if we're being honest.
All right, now where are we going to head to next? I have suspicions that we are going to be making a Death Mountain play here for apathyduck.
Yes.
I'm still not convinced that he has a sword.
Interesting play here by Oneup, deciding to go up to... Oh, doesn't have the Moon Pearl. That'd be why. I was about to say, why is Oneup not checking Waterfall? And I remember he doesn't have the Moon Pearl.
That would have something to do with it.
Yes.
Now, one thing to also note is the fact that this is in logic.
With those gloves, you can walk up here and give Zora his money. Just usually don't do that because it's very slow. Quake Medallion.
Okay, so at 11:08 p.m. on this evening, I have now found something good at Zora.
Indeed. Well, I mean, it has a 33% chance twice of being good. Unless you really want to kill some dead rocks.
Have you seen my runs lately? I always want to kill those dead rocks.
I mean, fair. I'm right there with you.
All right, we find ourselves a piece of heart on top of Spectacle Rock, rather, and inside we find another piece of heart that apathyduck will say absolutely no to.
Yep. All right, so Oneup now going to open up Saha's closet.
I think I know where the Moon Pearl was.
Yep, there it is, right there. So Apathy made the early Eastern play.
Yeah, he did. And just for those tuning in, we have no idea exactly how or when or how or what, because we missed the first 2 minutes of this race due to unfortunate technical circumstances. But apathyduck now inside of the Paradox Cave, and, well, what is down is up. What is a heart is a heart, and I'm still not convinced that apathyduck has a sword.
You know, I'm starting to doubt the evidence as well. So, at any rate, continuing into the...
See, he's not using a sword there.
Yeah.
He's using a cane of Samaria.
Yeah. Okay, so upper part of Paradox, not exactly fruitful, just a bunch of bombs. We will see Oneup kill Arvos Knights here, you gotta believe, because the Eastern, one of the easier dark rooms to manage.
Unfortunate fall there for apathyduck. He'll come back up and try this all over again while he gets crapped on by one of his teammates.
Meanwhile, some friendly
Ice Rod
interdivision rivalry.
for Pendant Turtle Rock. It always makes you feel absolutely horrible inside.
Yeah, that's not something you want to see ever. It's amazing that the ice rod can either be the most wonderful thing you've ever seen or just the worst.
Incoming pedestal seed.
Oh boy. Speaking of the worst, thank you for that call. Small key in the sub-basement of Hera here. For apathyduck.
I'm starting to get this interesting idea that apathyduck has the sword now.
Yes. And there's the cape. So we are firelocked here in Tower of Hera. Unless... Yep, apathyduck pulling out the bombs.
Well, this makes a good decision to make when you've already found one item in here. Of course, you're leaving up the gamble that there might not be something... You're leaving up the gamble there might be something you leave behind inside the Hera big chest, but we'll see. And that map does not make you feel any better about yourself.
Nope. And
so
at this point... Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, so you're hoping that Moldorm does not drop the compass.
Yeah, and I found myself in this position many a time in practice seeds or races where I'm just begging Moldorm to just literally have any non-dungeon item. I don't even care if it's a single green rupee or the single arrow of destiny. Just as long as it's a non-dungeon item and I can just leave Hera in peace.
And we see apathyduck using some hammer strats here on this Moldorm. And again, is it going to be the compass? Is it going to be the other item? It is the other item. Good decision to Herapot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Oneup displaying how this room can sometimes go a little bit wrong if you don't have a fire source. Wisely choosing to just kind of reset and reassess here.
So now apathyduck is making his way over towards this cave that just spirals around and around. Sometimes there's value in here.
And, you know, you're here anyway, might as well handle it while you're here. Because if it is something, you're not coming back here for a while, so rather just take the time now.
And if this turns out to be the Titan's Mints, then you have a whole 6 more checks to make on this mountain.
Indeed. It's flippers.
That's a interesting find, considering the fact that we did not see everything that was on the Zora chain.
So, to answer a question in chat, logically speaking, yes, Tower of Hera was firelocked because you need the big key to get up to fight Moldorm. My claim was that that Tower of Hera required a fire source, not that we didn't have a fire source. But I can understand why that wording may have not resonated or landed properly. I will endeavor to be more clear with my words in future.
You know, it's interesting the fact that we see apathyduck finally doing the South Shore stuff after doing the mountain. As we return into the Spear 1 checks, now, of course, we didn't see anything but money, which actually is a good thing here for you, Tang Clan.
give the money to pay off Zora and get that Quake medallion.
Yeah, which we don't know if we need, but it's not something you're going to disagree with taking at this point.
All right, so we are finally going to get confirmation on the other 4 items in Hype Cave here.
Well,
And
let's
as
see.
expected, sword, lamp.
No, I'm still not convinced. I didn't see it. I may have been looking away.
Goodness.
It's my job to make your job as hard as possible.
Mission accomplished.
Good.
Sorry. Oh,
I'm honored.
Gosh. Ay.
So,
All right,
let's go ahead
in Waterfall.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's go ahead and find out what we have inside of Waterfall Cave. Bombs and a piece of heart. We'll get back to this in a moment. And Oneup's about to go ahead and claim what we found earlier from Stumpy. It was a shield. So let's go ahead and introduce our 2 teams. We have Utang Clan, where is looking at apathyduck right now. He's the green pendant of this team. Emo Saro is the red pendant, and Solsky is the blue pendant. They also played last season. They did pretty well last season as well. Split their series against Seal W last week. And for Team Kappa, they were the divisional champions of the same division that I was in. And I think they ran the table, if I remember correctly. Oh, no, they did not run the table. They lost 1 match during the course of that season. Oneup, we're looking at him. Fear Agent's the red pendant, and Gamachu is the blue pendant. Last week, they swept the series against Spear Affinity. Now you're up to date.
And I did want to throw in a note. Last week was co-op All Dungeons info share, and Utang Clan used the same team for both races. It was Apathy and Emo Saru were the team for last week.
Team Kappa, Team Kappa, their big, strong mode of the 7 that we play are the co-op modes. So, obviously, the fact that they were able to dominate the co-ops again this season, they're going to be a threat. Both last week they were against Spear Affinity, and they're going to be again in week number 7.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, so Oneup gets his bottle and hook shot from Lost Woods here. Making good use of that hook shot to cut down on some of the travel time in Lost Woods.
So we got a lot of early items, Westside Vandal.
We did, yes, which means... Go ahead.
I was going to say, but we're missing a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, there's going to be, and for anybody who's played a lot of Rando, you've got to be wondering when the other shoe is going to drop, and what exactly is going to be the item that you are tearing a path through both versions of Hyrule trying to find.
Flute.
Yes. Flute, mirror, any of the various fetch quests.
I'm just going in. I'm just going all in on the flute at this point.
All right, and our runners basically in perfect sync here, going to Village Podcast.
Simultaneous bush slashing here. Okay, we're gonna have simultaneous chess games. Here we go.
Who gets the better first item?
Ether.
I'll take 50 rupees over 1 bomb. I think I gotta get the edge to Utang Clan on the junk fill first item there. And Ether's nice too, I guess.
But is it required? We don't know at this point. We don't have any access over to Misery Mire, or, in the event that we have to for the green pendant, Turtle Rock.
Meanwhile, our runner's stealing an empty bottle from the brewery. That seems wrong.
You got to do whatever you can to help defeat the forces of evil. And of course, there's one in the Sea House as well. There's the big key inside of chest number 1 inside of this Thieves' Town. 4 items inside, and the question is are we doing the first 4, or are we going to go on any further than that? I guess it really depends on what we get in these first 4. Well, that map's going to make you think about maybe going deeper.
Yeah. And this is also one of those moments where you're just like, where you just kind of start doing calculus in your head and just kind of going, maybe, maybe not. And if you're not decisive with this, it's almost as bad as being decisive and being wrong.
I think Oneup is planning on leaving here after the first 4, as he's been taking some damage. And there's the 3rd of our medallions already. Bombos.
Yep, yeah, that definitely looks like a death warp setup. Yeah.
Yep, and there's the bomb that lays down. 1 item out of the first 4. Does apathyduck do the same?
Looks like they're avoiding damage, so I think they might be going further in here.
Looks at the menu, takes the inventory, sees that we've only gotten 1 item out of the 4 so far. So apathyduck is going to go in further here into Pendant Thieves Town. If there's something deeper inside of this dungeon, that will give Yu-Tang Clan a little bit of an advantage early in this run.
Yes. Interesting to note, though, it might be in trade-off for that ice rod. If that ice rod does come into play, which would be horrific, because that would mean Pendant Trinex is in play. That's very deep. That's in Eastern, which, well, I just realized that's crystal, and I've got Seed Bleed going on because I believe it was a Pendant in an earlier seed I calmed today. So never mind that entire sentence. Moving on, apathyduck is going into the attic in Thieves Town, and it looks like Oneup is going to be going into Palace of Darkness here.
Seed bleed is a really, really horrible thing that does happen whether you are a runner or a commentator. And yeah, going into the Palace of Darkness, I just got that feeling that we may be finding something here real soon. Still don't have an idea where that bow is that we found on one screen, but not the other.
I mean, could it possibly have been about the only thing I can think
Maybe
of is Uncle at this point? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it appears like apathyduck went straight to Saha's closet in the first 2 minutes we missed. So it could be that he did that as opposed to going into Uncle.
Yeah. And for all we know, that could be the only bow that's accessible to us without the, or rather the only bow with the other bow behind the first one. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, other bow could very well be on Helisar.
Yeah, that's what I meant, was a bow-blocked bow. And we are going to need that bow immediately inside of this Palace of Darkness, as we found the big key in the first chest in the shooter room here in the Palace of Darkness. Found 10 arrows upstairs in the attic, found the second shield next to Blind, the maiden. And here in the big chest is a compass. We're going to head on over to Blind now.
All right. Duck decided to take the conveyor belts up. Nice little change of pace.
So right now, apathyduck is probably not really feeling great about this decision and is really hoping that something comes up on this blind, because otherwise you just spent time going into a dungeon that came up really empty.
Indeed. All right, so on script for part 1. Looking good for part 2. And safety cape. And down goes part 3.
Pines mints are in pod.
Oh,
magic powder. That might be a good find.
And chat throwing out a pun worthy of the Pungeon Master himself, Blind. Well done, the legendary solo card.
I'm not going to acknowledge that.
Too late.
So one thing is, Oneup does know that the other 2 chests here are going to be keys. Going to go ahead and collect this one in the staff list, but not check the big key chest, because he knows with the 4 keys that are guaranteed to be in this first section of the Palace of Darkness, and having found the big key and the Titan's Myth to be the 2 non-small keys, everything else are keys in this dungeon.
So that cape not going to lead to anything useful today. Just a piece of heart on Bumper Cave. And we'll see what apathyduck's next move is as Oneup continues through Palace of Darkness. Palace of Darkness is kind of one of those dungeons that's, in the non-key sanity mode anyway, is a little bit boring to try and commentate because the front half of it is going to be 99% of the time front-loaded with just small keys.
Boring?
I mean, your mileage may vary. Speaking of small keys, there's another one. And the map. And we are immediately going to turn in that powder, as I probably should have guessed.
Yeah, you're wanting to see how this turned out. And apathyduck finds out that it is...
Oof. And it's not even the decency to be the 4th piece of heart. Yeesh. Alright. Oneup setting up a death warp here.
Yep, he is. Just gonna have to make sure he's careful before he gets to
Yeah.
that spot and hope that he doesn't get a heart that fills up his life. And
Well,
what I
at
mean
least
by
there's-
that,
yeah.
I mean Sanctuary Heart. Utang Clan! Apathyduck now heading on over towards the uncle. We'll get the bow.
And there's that death warp for Oneup.
There's that Sanctuary Heart early on in this run, so I guess we never had to worry about that heart container being Sank Heart.
Right.
And there is the bow.
Indeed, the uncle actually equipped to head into Hyrule's Castle's dungeon to save Zelda this time, a rarity in open mode seeds.
But here's the problem, he had no arrows.
This is also a valid point.
And there are no arrows inside of Hyrule Castle unless you get lucky and the enemies drop them. But in this case, they probably didn't drop any. So therefore, he was dead.
Indeed. Well,
Er.
temporarily.
Well, for
Alright.
the next hour and 10 minutes. Until the end credits say the uncle recovers.
Indeed. Looks like we're going to get simultaneous, well, slightly simultaneous Palace of Darknesses here. apathyduck going to be making his way in as Oneup is just about to Helmetsar King.
Yeah, and I think he's going to feel a little bad when he finds that Titan's Myth there. And it's perfectly fine and understandable why apathyduck made the play to go deeper into Thieves Town. It just, unfortunately, is one of those ones that you have to label as a gamble that just did not work out in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those luck-based things.
Yeah, again, it's kind of one of those decisions that, as a inexperienced runner, can kind of cause you paralysis. And you just kind of have to make a decision and stick with it. And I can definitely speak to that being one of my weaknesses as a runner is I will choose to do something, make a decision, and then 5 minutes later be second guessing myself and like start going back to that decision point.
And the thing is that this game can really make you pay for second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
Like again, apathyduck made the right move. He only got 1 item.
Yeah.
Out of the first 4. He had made that right decision to go in deeper. The only problem is that there was not luck on his side, and that the magic powder that he wound up pulling up turned out to be nothing. But that is not the end of this race. That race is not going to be determined by a Thieves Town play, because we have a whole bunch of items that can still wind up on that pedestal.
Or in any other backwards location in Hyrule that just you don't think to check because it's never there until it is.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that Team Kappa is going to gain a little bit of time here is the fact that Oneup is going to be able to check everything on this mountain, and that includes Super Bunny as well as Hookshot Cave.
Indeed. But going back to that point about being in a location you don't expect, it's a hypothetical in this case because we've already seen the hookshot in this particular scene, but hookshot in left side of swamp is a phrase you never want to utter, but it can happen.
Now, apathyduck is making a play that I like actually making, and that is if you get the big key, head on over towards the Helmisar King from the Mimic area. Now, the only problem with this play is that apathyduck is setting himself up to having to take the long way back around because he's going to have no key after he's done with this dungeon. And maybe he makes some decision to skip the remainder of this dungeon, maybe make a gamble since the Thieves Town one didn't make up or go his way, and therefore he's going to try to save time that way. We don't know.
I mean, he has no way of knowing this, but that would actually be the correct play because there's not anything else immediately useful in Palace of Darkness. I believe the only other thing we found in here was the fire shield, was it not?
Yep. No. It wasn't a fire shield. We saw a heart container. I think that's about it.
Yeah, because the big item out of here was the Titan's Mitts, which both runners now have. So
that's right.
If apathyduck decides to make that gamble, which would be a gamble, like no question about it, it would actually be the correct play, and it would erase that Thieves Town gamble that did not pay off.
Yeah, and I don't want to dwell on the Thieves Town a lot.
Sorry.
It's one of those ones where, and I'm at fault for bringing it up as much as I have. It's just one of those ones that, hey, it just didn't pay out. So we still got a lot of this race still to go. apathyduck claiming the crystal out of the Palace of Darkness. That is his second crystal to tie things up 2 crystals to 2 here in this match between Team Kappa and Yu-Tang Clan.
And indeed, the save and quit coming out from apathyduck here. He is going to leave Palace of Darkness behind.
And this actually is not a bad play to make either. For another reason is the fact that for him to go back in, he's going to have to go all the way back around to the Mimics and then hammer his way around and loop around in quite an awkward way that it might not actually be worth the time at this stage.
Yeah,
especially without the boots.
Yeah. Now, unless we do see something in a super specific weird location, and even then, I don't believe we're going to see apathyduck returning to Palace of Darkness unless it's almost literally the last thing in Hyrule he has to check.
Yeah,
at this point, because that is definitely one. Again, to go back to the point I was making earlier about committing, that is definitely something you have to commit to.
So this is the first of 2 matches between these 2 teams in week number 2 of this league. The second match is coming up on Saturday, October 31st at 8:10 p.m. It's going to feature Gamachu going for Team Kappa and Solski for Yu-Tang Clan. That's going to be coming up this Saturday, Halloween night at 8:10 p.m. Hope you can tune into one of these speed gaming channels to find out who will win that exciting match.
Oneup choosing not the Herapot here. It just may not be comfortable with the bomb setups. Does take a Death Warp.
Might not be feeling all that great about leaving behind a potential thing inside of the big chest too, but we'll have to be sure to ask that question when we get done with this race. As both of these runners are in places that we've seen before, Yu-Tang Clan's apathyduck claiming the Ice Rod, which we hope won't be required, but could still be.
Indeed. Yeah, again, one of the phrases you never want to think to yourself as a runner is, oh great, I found the Ice Rod for Pendant Trinex.
Yeah, you only wish you found the Ice Rod that early when Turtle Rock is a crystal.
Okay.
Alright, let's see how Oneup does against Moldorm. Pulls out the hammer. Does the spin of the sword to do the hammer damage, the tempered sword level damage. Does another spin and tries to hammer him a couple of times. Swings and misses, but gets him on the third attempt to claim his third crystal of this young seed.
Nicely done. I was going to say, mention Moldorm was playing pretty aggressive full court press there, being down around the bottom of the arena, but Oneup managed to jump over there and get down into the arena. I've had that happen to me a few times where I would try to jump down and Moldorm just bonks me back up the ledge, which is always fun.
And you know what separates the top runners of this game from those who are middle of the road runners? The top runners know the way that Moldorm's going to behave. Not necessarily exactly the RNG of which way he's going to go, but at least know when he's about ready to go into the spiral path or go into a straight path. And they're able to adjust because of it. And I think that's one of the ones that you see separate a lot of the average runners versus the very, very top runners of this game, both here as well as in the speedrun in the NMG category. NMG category, you gotta hit him 6 times. And Red Mail turned out to be at the Spike Cave.
A nice reward for taking all that intentional damage, I would say.
Absolutely. So now, here's the question, is going to be, where does apathyduck go? Does he go back up the mountain chasing after those 6 items? Because there is another possibility that is open to us because of that Tinesmith.
Yeah, it's Ice Palace.
That's right. And we have all the tools that we need to not only beat this dungeon, but to route it in a great fashion by way of the Icebreaker.
And judging with the by save and quit, yeah, I think that's where he's going.
Yeah, judging by the start position here, that's exactly where he's going.
Having some fun with the quick swap, though.
Can you really have fun with a quick swap?
I mean, apathyduck appears to be. A lot of button presses there. Keeping up that APM.
Well, yeah. Again, can you really have fun with the quick swap? Turns out that Quake is needed to get into Turtle Rock, which we can get to, but we don't know how deep we can go inside of this Turtle Rock at this point without the Fire Rod.
You definitely have a very specific key layout to progress much further than the front of Turtle Rock here.
Yeah, well, Oneup's going to take that challenge. So, either we need to find the Fire Rod or just a key leading to another key leading to the big key to get ourselves deeper into this dungeon. And apathyduck is going with the bomb strats here for the Pentagator room, and did not get them all. Silver arrows inside of Turtle Rock.
Not a bad find there.
It's not a bad find. Unfortunately, well, fortunately, that means that the fire rod is immediately blocking the remainder of this dungeon. So Apathyduck is getting ready to hit this switch, and then he's going to walk back through that Penegator room. And we are going to see this trick that is called the Icebreaker. I know you guys have heard enough about what this trick does, so pretty much let's count the seconds on how it takes for you to go from one side to the other side of that barrier. 1 and 2 and done. There you go.
Bufferless icebreaker is a pretty sight.
Nothing inside of Hookshot Cave.
Having some bombs there is apathyduck. Map in that chest, not exactly the most useful thing in the world.
And nothing here on Dark Death Mountain, except for the silvers, which will be a nice find here for Oneup, especially if Apathyduck does stay out of Turtle Rock.
Some health and magic there while waiting for the tile to drop out. And I gotta agree with chat. Please never time my icebreaker attempts because you're gonna be counting for a while. All right. So Oneup about to change a bottle for a bottle.
Yep. Give him a little bit of a sword slash at that afterwards. Not really content on finding that. And now the play looks to be to go back into the dark world.
Ooh, actually didn't quite get that bomb jump.
Yeah.
Goes, okay, fine, I'll go fight Cold Stare, I guess.
Makes you wonder at what point in time there's going to be that infamous phrase of team meeting.
Okay, so bombos to crack the barrier here, and then it's going to be a steady diet of Master Sword and Hammer, I would assume. Or, you know, just Master Sword, I guess.
Takes time to quick swap, although he might want to consider it now. Gonna pull out the cape. Thankfully, he doesn't get killed by the cape delay. Half magic is very helpful at this point, and you notice what Apathyduck is doing. It's a good trick here is to keep yourself concentrated on one puff so that way you can help make this room a lot more manageable.
And then another thing that's helping is as long as you are constantly slashing with the sword with the cape equipped, it does tend to use up magic at a slower rate.
Well, yeah, that too, but you know, the fact that he's concentrating on each individual helps lightens the load, because if you have 3 puffs and they're all close to being dead, but they're not dead, well, they're still alive and they still hurt you very badly. We do find the tempered sword inside of the big chest in Skull Woods.
Another decent find.
And it looks like Apathyduck now heading into Fire Rod is in its vanilla dungeon.
Oh boy. Oh, that's been happening entirely too much lately. For my liking, but it's there. So, I would assume we're going to see an immediate Mothula kill here from Team Kappa.
Yep. And that will change a lot of things here for Oneup, because now Ice Palace will be a whole lot easier, especially the Cold Stare fight, not only with that tempered sword, but with that Fire Rod.
being able to not have to get up close and personal with those pups definitely changes the tenor of that fight.
So we're going to see Yu-Tang Clan probably make that same check that we saw from Oneup earlier. So that Silver's advantage from Oneup is going to be eroding real soon.
Then again, he could decide not to go simply because no Fire Rod. Is opening the gate though, so never mind me.
Takes less time to check this than it does to go back inside of the Palace of Darkness at this point. Although he just opened it up, but he's not going to go inside just yet. Going to check to see what is inside of the Spike Cave, or not Spike Cave, inside of Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave. But I wouldn't be surprised if we do see Duck go after that first check inside of the Turtle Rock. And you know, if you're a fan or if you're a supporter of Yu-Tang Clan, you really would like to see him do that, just because it evens out the Ganon fight.
Oh, we did see the blue boomerang in Hookshot, so that's
still nothing important. Still nothing important.
But yeah, Apathy probably choosing to do these checks because, you know, what if Fire Rod's here? That means we definitely can get further into Turtle Rock.
And what if, like, the mirror's here? Then we can go right straight to Swamp and not have to worry about Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, it's not going to be the case here, but...
Yes, yep.
So Oneup has finished off with the Skull Woods and is walking back through here, which suggests to me that Oneup is going to be starting at least with the Breadsmith chain after this.
Yep, that would be a fairly safe assumption to make. And apathyduck is indeed going to go ahead and go into Turtle Rock here. Going to pick up those silvers, and then we'll see what he decides to do from there. I would assume something similar to what Oneup did and return to Skull Woods and that area.
Oh no. So, you know what's swirling through my mind right now?
Judging by the tone of that, oh no, it was nothing good for our runners, but continue.
I'm thinking that we have one of the other 4 items inside of this Turtle Rock is going to be our next stage in progression.
Yeah.
Because if you're that kind of runner who goes and says that I'm getting this item for a reason, Fire Rod allowed you to beat Skull Woods, but it really, really didn't do anything in Skull Woods. The only other place where the Fire Rod was needed for something, because we already had the Bombos for Ice Palace, the only place that it could be needed for something is for Turtle Rock. And we now know that the 4 other remaining items in that side of that dungeon are hard behind that Fire Rod.
Keep an eye on apathyduck here.
Yeah, he's fine.
Be a little bit close. Oh,
he's
okay,
fine.
Yeah.
He's fine. Half magic. He's fine.
Yeah, I misjudged the amount of magic uses on the cave there. And Breadsmith indeed coming from Oneup here.
So Yu-Tang Clan now, based on the start location, is going to be going through the portal, and it looks like he's mirroring the same movement that we saw from Team Kappa's Oneup a little bit ago. Oh, yeah, he is going that direction. I was about to say he's going downwards, but yep, that is to get to this mirror portal, or the Dark World portal. As Oneup is taking the long trip to return the Breadsmith back to his home.
We'll see what Jeremiah gives us today for the Abridged World Tour.
Probably just some bombs. Nope, I was wrong. And apathyduck is not doing the Breadsmith chain just yet. Maybe doing the pet caves then going into Skull Woods.
All right, so Oneup heading up to the portal here to grab that purple chest from the Dark World.
I'm going to be brutally honest here. If there's nothing on this purple chest, then the progression has to be in Turtle Rock. Although I take that back, because we still have 2 Dark World overworld places that we haven't seen yet. The Pyramid or Catfish.
We also haven't seen what's in Agina's cave.
Or we haven't even seen what's inside of Hyrule Castle, actually.
This is also a valid point.
And unfortunately for Team Kappa, Oneup is going back into Thieves Town. That's good news here for Yu-Tang Clan, as long as apathyduck stays out of the Palace of Darkness again.
Yeah, but as discussed earlier, that's going to be a last location for sure. That's going to be, in case of emergency, break last here routing. You got to believe.
So Hamsta's asking, is this the Open League? This is the Invitational League. This week 2 matchup between Oneup and apathyduck. Oneup and apathyduck for Team Kappa and Yu-Tang Clan.
So, why is apathyduck in Dark World right now? Oh no! Oh no! Apathyduck, no! Oh no!
Now, apathyduck at least had that part of the brain going, wait a moment, I don't normally have to lift up the rock when I return the breadsmith back to his home.
Oh, there it is. Iwasari just hit the emergency meeting button. To be fair, I would be pretty sus of that routing just now, so... Alright, in the proper world this time, that is indeed a dwarf and not a bullfrog. Back on track.
Have you ever done this?
Oh yeah.
There we go. We comment out of sympathy.
Yes.
Not out of making fun.
Yes.
It's happened before.
And it will happen again.
Let's check in with one of the teammates of this team of Yu-Tang Clan. Let's go ahead and chime in with Emosero's comment. Is it cheating if I literally go hit him right now? No. Although if the screen immediately goes completely dark in 10 minutes from now, or there's no gameplay at all, then we will know that we will need to dial 911.
Although, a good point raised by chat, stream delay is active, so if Emo was to go literally punch him right now, he would have to think back 10 minutes for reasons as to why he is getting punched.
Oh, he'll know what he did 10 minutes ago. You don't forget about something like that. You don't forget when you accidentally take the bullfrog over to the wrong location. Magic powder there for Team Kappa. And now the grabbing up the purple chest for apathyduck, and it's going to take that on over towards the Locksmith Nair Desert.
All right. So this is going to be the first we see of the purple chest because Oneup decided to clean up Thieves Town instead of doing that.
And we're going to see the purple chest again in just a few moments after apathyduck turns us in, because that's exactly where Oneup is going right now. Okay, what do we got inside the purple chest right here? More love!
Oh dear. So now Apathy going to go ahead and make the Agina's cave check.
Gotta love Spear 1 locations.
at 58 minutes in. Yeah, that's never a good feeling.
Yeah, but
Can
that's
confirm.
usually what happens with a Gina. You either check him early or you check him late.
Yep.
And we're probably going to assume that Oneup checks this right afterwards as well. Or not.
Yep.
And it's just for 20 bucks.
All right, so we are down to Hyrule Castle and Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's right. Oneup did not check the waterfall because he did not have the Moon Pearl when he made the path on over towards Zora. And that's exactly where he's heading to right now. Oh, he's doing splash deletion. There we go.
Yeah, he doesn't have the flipper still.
Where was the flippers again? I'll let you think about it for just a moment.
Yeah, got nothing though because I feel like I.
Oh wait, so Oneup never did Spiral Cave? That's right, it was in Spiral Cave.
That.
He chose Spike Cave over Spiral Cave. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
And we do need to have those flippers.
Yeah, that's gonna be to quote chat. That's problematic.
Okay. So now, obviously, if Duck goes to the Palace of Darkness and he gets slugged for that, then he won't have an idea what he got hit for 10 minutes prior. Because they were too close together.
Apathyduck.
But he's going to Quake
Dark
Mission.
World. Yeah. Right, Oneup flipping the switch here in Ice Palace.
So how's everybody doing on this wonderful Thursday evening? Chat needs things to happen. Well, things are happening. We just don't know what's going to happen here. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Duck's icebreaker was better.
All right, and Catfish now.
Apathyduck won't even look at that fish. He's turned his back to him. And gets 3 bombs for it.
Not even bothering letting the bombs fall. Just an immediate save and quit. We're done here.
Gotta save the frames.
Indeed. Now,
I'm getting a little worried.
I am too. I'm also... What did Apathy not do?
What? Did he leave an item behind inside of this,
Oh yeah, because he missed the bomb jump. He didn't open the chest that Oneup just did.
Welcome back to Ice Palace.
Interesting. All right, we'll see if this pays off.
20
For it to
rupees.
pay off at this
No.
point, it would have to be literally the big chest.
All right, well, this race has just been everything interesting, so I guess as we wait to see what is downstairs for this big chest.
From Oneup here.
It's a
Oh.
bug catching net.
Oh,
Thank
dear.
you. Have some fun with that. The Link to the
Sorry,
Past
giving us
Randomizer
some
League
insight.
Season 3 Invitational continues tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. as we see Pug Trio, who had a 2-0 sweep over my team last week, the Bomb Squad. They'll be taking on the Sexy Ganons. It'll be Weighty Words versus Yagamoth, and that's going to be over on Speed Gaming tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. And then the action continues with Did You Check Your Boot? Facing off against They Vetoed Our Acronyms, it's Tam versus Gem, the battle of the 3-letter names. That'll be over on Speed Gaming as well at 4:10 p.m. Eastern. And then Oneup versus Chelsea X Lynn. Double Dippers versus But We're Buddies, 4:40 p.m. And that's the daytime action tomorrow for the Friday of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 3. Now back to you, Westside Vandal.
So, Oneup clears up Cold Stare, and apathyduck about to get that bug catching net and not probably be happy about it. So, what else do we logically have besides Hyrule Castle and Turtle Rock here?
Hyrule Castle and Turtle Rock.
So, my question to you is, what is Oneup doing that he hasn't yet?
A little bat,
Ah, yes.
because you got the magic powder.
All right, and
Hyrule
now
Castle
we are going
time.
to see Hyrule Castle, indeed.
Let's go inside this Hyrule Castle and see what fun stuff we have inside. And if there's nothing here,
Is
then
that
we
hard?
know that's going to be in Turtle Rock.
I think we're going to see the opposing play here from Oneup. I think this is him going back to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's got nothing else to do at this point. Somebody is about to find something amazing.
Although, this is a perfect opportunity for Oneup to do Spiral Cave.
And get those flippers.
And that looks... Oh, wait, no. Going up to the...
Well, he's got to get up to the top of the mountain first. He does have no other way to get up there.
Exactly.
All right, we find 10 arrows. And the search continues. And it looks like it's not going to be a play to Spiral Cave. Instead, back into the portal. It's time to go inside of Turtle Rock. I hope Oneup has not thought that he's already gone through Spiral Cave. Because that feels absolutely miserable when you make that unfortunate assessment. I have people who constantly remind me about this Spiral Cave because I did not grab a mirror in there in one of the 2018 tournament races.
Setting up a death warp here?
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing so he can check Dark Cross afterwards.
Oh, yes.
Alright, let's see what we have inside of this Turtle Rock as we see apathyduck making his way over to Dark Cross.
2 lines, no waiting.
2 small keys, so the wait continues.
Meanwhile, over on apathyduck's side,
Yes.
we're going to see that Dark Cross coming up shortly. I forgot how much movement there is before Dark Cross.
Alright, drumroll please. Price is Right failure horn.
Yep.
There's the big key for Turtle Rock. And bear in mind that this is a completable dungeon. And also bear in mind that we don't have to find the answer to our problem right here on Turtle Rock.
Bear in mind that Trinex is holding on to our green pendant.
For something at the Hasrala.
So,
How much are these teams going to hate me for commentating this match when they're done?
I mean, I haven't seen Emo threaten to punch you yet, so that's got to be a good sign.
She
speaking
saw
of
me at
good signs,
AGDQ. She knows what I look like. Boots!
Oh dear me, that's a location for those. Uh, I was about to say, speaking of good signs for Yutang Clan, apathyduck going into Skull Woods.
Yep, and so he's gonna do this, check this big key chest first. He's wanting to get a key more than anything else to help him with the routing for the second section or the first section of Skull Woods. But instead he gets a compass. So he'll probably now go over to the left, take the key, or not, he'll just go out the door. Because you're more than likely going to find a key over here on the right-hand side anyway. Flute!
Oh dear. Oh no.
So now this is totally a required pendant Turtle Rock.
And it's not done. There could still be further progression in here.
Well, we know this is going to be a key. There's the Titans, or not the Titans, the Tempered Sword for apathyduck.
And, yeah, there are still multiple items left in Turtle Rock, and the specter of that green pendant looming large.
And apathyduck falling down the hole.
And,
there's the fire rod. And apathyduck's probably going, probably saying a few words that cannot be uttered here on Speed Gaming 4.
indeed.
Heart container for Oneup. We know there's going to be a key in one of these 3 remaining chests. Oh dear. Well, at least when after we activate the flute, we can go ahead and check that mushroom. Oh, he's already taken a look. He knows that the map and compass are still outstanding.
Nice. Nice heads-up play there from Oneup.
Yeah, you saw him check the menu real fast, saw that he still has the map and compass outstanding, knows that that top chest is going to be one of those, and Trinex will drop the other, but this being a green pendant, still got to finish the game. Or still got to finish this dungeon in case there's something big on Sahasrahla.
Yeah,
which,
and go ahead.
I was going to say, which at this point, in his mind, can be the mirror, the flippers, or the book.
Yep. And the other thing about how the items are laid out in this Turtle Rock is you may give serious thought to leaving after finding one or both of the items we found in Turtle Rock so far. Yes, that's leaving a lot on the table on a mountain climb, but those are still some pretty heavy-hitting items in Turtle Rock.
Being 2+ items away from go mode, I don't think you make that move. If you're 1 item away from go mode, maybe you make that play. But that flute only opens up 4 items. The 2 items inside of Mire's Shed, as well as the 2 items in Misery Mire itself.
We are gonna see. Never mind. I was going to say Bonk Rocks. But,
yeah, we're gonna see King's Tomb first, then Bonk Rocks, because what Oneup's doing is he's going to activate the flute afterwards.
Yes.
All right, King's Tomb. Mirror her. Which means the green pendants are irrelevant. We're in no mode.
We are, yeah. And that also makes the question I was about to bring up from chat irrelevant. We have not seen Lumberjack yet.
And that's irrelevant now at this point, too, unless it's the book in which Oneup's going to be going after that on a bad trip. Oh my goodness, that would be awful at this stage. But those flippers could still be giving Yutang Clan a little bit of life in this match.
Indeed. Because not yet been a way found that is race legal, at least, to skip flippers in the flippers requirement of Swamp Palace.
All right, well, there's the activation of the flute. And Apathy Duck, that's a bomb, not the hook shot.
There's flute activation for Oneup. The goose is in fact loose.
All right, let's head on over to the Misery Mire area. We get to see what we need, what we have inside of Mire's shed and whatnot. And I didn't even see what the medallion for that was, but doesn't really matter.
We have
If
all
you
three
want-
of them.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly why it's
Yeah.
irrelevant. All right. Nothing fantastic and nothing fantastic. All right. Here we are, Turtle Rock. So we now know that if Apathy Duck makes this play, leaves this dungeon after getting the boots, he will have made the right decision. Oh no, he won't, because he's still got to get the flute out of the big chest.
Yep.
Once he gets the flute out of the big chest, then he made the right decision.
But that's a pretty big decision to make, even in a vacuum, as you explained earlier. But given the gambles Apathy Duck has already made, does he go for another one?
Yeah, and that's one big gamble that he made inside of the Palace of Darkness, leaving all those checks behind, going straight to the Helmusar King and just leaving right afterwards.
Just rocketing through Misery Mire here.
Map inside of the first chest. Duck going with the safety route at this point. And Oneup finding out that this is going to not be a Godmire, which will at least help him out in that regards. Because remember, when Duck gets over here, as long as he checks King's Tomb before activating the flute, he will be in go mode.
Indeed, he will. Moving on to grabbing this key here, and then he's
just going to go straight to the left side. And we find a Red Rupee, and there are the boots for Apathy Duck.
He goes right back into the port. The tube there is not leaving, so that's good news for Yutang Clan. Because he does need to continue on to that big chest and grab the flute. Meanwhile, Oneup still searching for that Mire big key, I believe.
Big key, I think. Also, the flippers, of course. Something is missing, the big key. And there's the big key right there.
All right, good.
And there's the flute for Apathy Duck, who is continuing on, at least for right now.
Which, for again, we kind of had a brief discussion on this earlier. He does still need. He is pretty close to go mode, and this is a pain in the you-know-where to get back to. So you might as well clear it out now, unless you have strong evidence to suggest otherwise. And Apathy really doesn't. What he does have is the knowledge that he's already done a couple of pretty big gambles, and taking another one might not be high on his list of priorities right now.
And right now, the fact that Team Kappa is still without The flippers is what's clinging his team to life at this point, because if Team Kappa had the flippers, they're in go mode. And they already have like a half of a dungeon lead.
Burning a red potion there was having a bit of a health problem here on Laser Bridge. Ugh.
He's having a bit of a problem here with these lasers.
Yeah,
I think
the
Solsky and
lasers-
Emotero is going to have to tell him how to do laser skip.
Yeah, Laser Skip not being kind to Apathy here. Emo has absolutely zero chill, and I'm here for it, by the way.
Have you ever heard her do commentary on one of her team matches?
No,
Let's
I
just say
haven't.
that if she was here in the booth instead of you or I, she would be giving Duck complete hell for this.
I do not doubt it. All right. Yeah, that would be a reason why you wouldn't want to be in the booth for this one. That sounds reasonable.
All right. Duck has now finished off the first form of the Trinex, and Team Kappa's Oneup is going to be going inside of Desert Palace.
Oh. As feared, it's looking like Spiral Cave was forgotten here. And it's going to be pretty close to a last location.
It's the only thing you go up to the mountain for at this point, so... I mean, if he gets the book, maybe he might have a chance to remember the fact that he hasn't gotten in there, but until he gets the book, that's the only check he's got. All right, there's a save and quit for apathyduck. If he starts at the Sanctuary and goes checks King's Tomb, then guess what? We can actually make that statement.
Indeed, we can. Out of Sanctuary.
Turns to the left.
Crux.
Oh,
No!
dear.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Strap yourselves in, boys. We're in for some chow.
All right, well, apathyduck's about ready to go into Misery Mire. But he won't be going into Desert Palace.
Okay. Nope, he's got to
He is trading in the mushroom. Remember that thing I said that Oneup could check after he was done with Turtle? What? Okay. Hi, game.
Link to the Past is a very well-coded video game. Do not question it.
Hi.
Only a 20 there for that mushroom.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, he's just going to Sahasrahla. He's just going to Sahasrahla.
Oh boy! Apathy. I'm a fat man. My heart can't take it.
This isn't Millionaire.
You are the first person that's ever actually gotten that reference. So, golf clap. Well done.
I've seen enough of that clip in my life. All right, there's the flute to 6.
All right. Apathyduck going into Mire.
All right, let's go into Mire Shed.
So, Team Kappa could go blindfold pedestal right now.
They could. But they're first going to check Agena first. because we haven't seen him on that side. We saw it from apathyduck earlier.
We know it's just bombs.
All right, for those of you just tuning in at the 82-minute mark of this run, Oneup doesn't have the flippers. They're in Spiral Cave. Apathyduck doesn't have the mirror. It's in King's Tomb.
So now the question becomes, who goes to the semi-out-of-the-way check first?
My money is on apathyduck right now. Because you can lump that together with the bonk rocks.
And Graveyard Ledge. Which
But you don't have a mirror.
Have a mirror, yeah. I realized that right as I said it.
Alright. What is on the pedestal? Worst case scenario, but maybe the best case scenario, would be if it's a paradox. And it's the book. But for how this seed's playing out, it's probably just 10 arrows.
Here we go. Right,
It's a heart container.
Cane of Berna was on Desert Ledge because somebody was betting for that on pedestal. So now, Oneup, you gotta be checking his map tracker and just kind of going, okay.
Yeah, he is going to be checking. Oh my goodness. He's going to be checking Graveyard Ledge.
Well. Duck, meanwhile, trying to further some. Oh no, apathyduck's going cutscene chest. Well.
Well, he's going to check this first, then maybe make a decision.
Oh, cutscene chest it is.
Yay!
Who's ready for 20 seconds of screen shake?
And there is our mirror shield inside of Graveyard Ledge. All right. Balls in York Court. Oh, we're going to check Quakefish because we didn't do that earlier for Team Kappa. Oh, that's right. We don't have the flippers. The whole item that is giving them fits at this point. Oh, he's doing splash deletion. There we go.
Beautifully done.
That's beautifully done, yeah.
I wasn't even aware that was a thing. I thought that was just rage arrows for a second. Then you said splash delete.
Yep. Alright, he trades in the mushroom. And there's the second mirror right there. And he will get the same news that Duck got, that the answer to your problems are not there. And there's the big key. I guess the statement that I want to be saying at this time of night is just going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So if you're loving this match between these two, don't forget there's another match between these two teams coming up on Saturday night. I hope you can join us for it. It's going to feature Gamachu versus Solski, where we'll get to find out just how long those team meetings were for Team Kappa and Wu-Tang Clan. Channel to be determined.
I am too, Sigma. I am too. This has been a long, strange journey.
You got that right. I think this is the first time we've done commentary together.
Maybe?
I think you've done enough of my matches in the secondary league.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I also remember that was one of the first times me and Jinxie calmed together, and you and your opponent both didn't check Lumberjack until about this point in the race.
Don't remind me of that stuff. Next, you'll be reminding me about a mirror at the Spiral Cave.
Oh, it wasn't Spiral Cave. It was Lumberjack.
I know.
At any rate,
There's apathyduck finishing off with the vitreous fight. And with the mirror out in Team Kappa's hands, or Oneup's hands right at this point, I think we're going to get the Hyrule Castle check at this stage after we check to see what's on the ledge, and we find out that it's nothing much there. So now the ball goes into Duck's corner. Do we start at the Sanctuary and check Bonk Rocks and King's Tomb? It's an opportunity to do so. We have a save and quit. Do we start at the Sanctuary? Yes.
Here we go.
Do we turn to the right? Yes.
We do take just a step to the right here.
Do we go into King's Tomb? Yes. And therefore, at 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 32 seconds, apathyduck is the first of these two runners to get into that mode we call... What's that, Vandal? It's your turn.
And he is, in fact, now able to do the time warp again because of that mirror. So, you know, it's that time of year. Got to get a Rocky Horror Show in there somewhere.
No. You don't want to get this restream DMCA'd.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So now,
swamp coming up for apathyduck, which he will be able to go mode with. I would assume
blink.
Diver down.
Don't blink and you'll miss it. So the answering to the question, why do we need the mirror? Because, well, we have to get into this dungeon right here. Swamp Palace is the only way you can get in here. Because you need the water. Please don't sing Time Warp, Westside Vandal.
Nope.
I don't want to have to explain to Feasel why Speed Gaming 4 got taken down in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And this so close to Speed Gaming Live 2020, which begins a week from Saturday. If you haven't had enough Link to the Past action, you're going to get some more with an 80-person maximum tournament, all for a cash prize, and a whole lot more. Final Fantasy 1 randomizer, Super Metroid, Zelda 1 randomizer, Castlevania, a whole lot more. Exclamation point SG Live for more info.
Yep, that's going to be an event. I'll be participating in the rando tournament myself, and probably getting not having too much of inroads in that. But hey, any experience is a good experience, right?
Absolutely. Good luck. I'm looking forward to it. All right, K45 just had some bombs. Now, Team Kappa, you can make things interesting right now, although you would be behind, but you could make things interesting. But you just started a Sanctuary. I was going to say you could make things interesting if you opted to go up to the mountain at this point. And that's a nice diver down right there for apathyduck. Has no reason to check those chests. He's already got the silvers. He's got tempered sword. Gold sword's not going to save you a whole lot of time, so no real need to check those chests.
Okay. Well done, diver down, by the way, on apathyduck's side just now.
Absolutely, and he's about ready to go face off against Dargus, which will be, hopefully, a blink and you miss it.
Especially with that tamper.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, this is beautiful. Look at this go. Holy cow, the execution right there.
Well done.
Absolutely beautiful right there. And with that, that is the 7th and final crystal for apathyduck and the Yu-Tang clan with the lead. As we get ready to head into Ganon's Tower, it's time to start everybody's favorite game. Westside Vandal, take it away.
All right, there are 22 locations inside Ganon's Tower, one of which will contain the big key needed to climb Ganon's Tower. In a moment, we will be starting up the game. Thank you, Rick. Please enter a number from 1 to 22 in chat where you think that big key is going to be. Closest without going over, or let's be honest here, the person who gets it exact, because I'm pretty sure more than 22 people are going to guess, will get points on the Speed Gaming 4 leaderboard. Betting will close when apathyduck enters Ganon's Tower, so get those guesses in fast.
Oh my god, Oneup is checking Mimic Cave.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Okay, so I see that you put into chat that you put in a particular number.
Mm-hmm.
Want to tell the people, for at least the people that are watching this on the YouTube recap, what number you picked?
I picked 7 because it was the first number I could think of. Because I'd already seen out of the corner of my eye that somebody had taken my usual answer, which is 22, because I'm a terrible person.
Why would you ever want it to be number 22?
Because I'm a terrible person. I just said that.
I know you just said that. But why would any right person who plays this game, who runs this game, ever want the big key to be in number 22?
Because Rando is suffering, and I want to see other people suffer like I've suffered.
That's a very good reason. For that reason, I'm going to pick number 10.
All right. The seal is broken. Ganon's Tower is open. And in goes apathyduck. That is going to stop the game. 20 points on the line for the winner here.
20? Okay. All right, number 1 is just a heart container. And we're going to hammer a couple of these pegs.
Now, are we going to see Dark Magician strats here, or are we going to see full left?
And it's a number 4.
Okay, then. Big key. And our tracker, Dirty Peels, wins the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game as Oneup receives the very bad news at this point about where exactly those flippers have been hiding.
And so therefore, we also credit Emo Saru, who will get the 5 bonus points for that.
And Darity, in addition to those 20 leaderboard points, you've also won a lifetime supply of Link to the Past randomizer seeds, redeemable at ALTTPR.com. No purchase necessary, void prohibited, and if your standard seed lasts longer than 4 hours, you may want to consult a YouTube tutorial. Anyway, you were saying...
My first seed took more than 4 hours.
So did
I didn't
mine,
consult any YouTube tutorial.
So did mine, and neither did I.
So you don't even take your own advice.
I mean, if I could go back in time and give myself that advice, I would.
Also, just hold on. We do have to shout out the festive mode, the Halloween festive mode that's now out. At that same ALTTPR site.
Haven't quite played it yet. Have seen a couple of spoilers that are very intriguing, though.
Hey, apathyduck, please don't die. Getting back to this race.
Fairy, yep.
So he's going to go ahead and powder the anti-fairy, which sends his Lambos up at the same time. Was able to get 1 out of the 3. Now gets the second one, and over to the left, and there's the third. Good recovery.
It was.
All right, here we go into this second of the Wedge Robe rooms. Just missed the bottom left one. Recovers, takes a revet on the second wave.
Into the torch puzzle here. Or, fire rod puzzle. That works too.
Oneup is chewing the bomb strats here for the diver down, and we'll try again. Gets a second try, though. I need to get a whole lot better with those bomb strats.
Yeah. I definitely have not learned bomb strats for Harapot or Diver Down. Vastly prefer having the boots for Harapot and the Chain of Samaria for Diver Down.
Now, I'm surprised that Duck did not opt to go for a health refill here. But here he is against the Moldorm, and now you notice once again, he turned to the right because he knew that Moldorm 2 was going to loop around and did not want to get hit into the hole. So that's good, wise veteran movement right there from Duck to know that Moldorm was going to do that and to be patient. Meanwhile, Oneup has now finished off against Stargus, and he will be heading to Ganon's Tower as well, as Duck is about ready to face off against the Aga 2 fight.
And we'll see how rude Aga 2 decides to be. And not too bad of a pattern there to start off with.
So far we've got 1 and 2.
And I would assume...
It's going to be 1 there.
Yeah. I was about to say I was going to assume 2, and then he got shocked, so...
And there's the 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. As Oneup makes it
to the Ganon fight we go.
Yep, that's right. And with the tempered sword and silver arrows, this will be a standard fight coming up here for apathyduck.
Shouldn't be too much of an issue, especially with the caliber of runner in the Invitational League. But as we've
never
say
never. I mean, we've seen races that get turned around. In fact, I was on commentary for one earlier this week that got turned around because of it. But that's obviously a much closer race than this one was. This one is at this point. So,
indeed, you never know when Ganon teleport is just going to sneak up on you.
All right, well, we've now gotten 2 portions of this floor taken down. Here goes the third. And
very friendly warp pattern here.
You had to say that, didn't you?
I did, yes.
At least only 2 warps.
Ganon tells us about his one true weakness on the apathyduck side. Oneup is about to enter Ganon's tower.
Yeah, and apathyduck's gonna... Oh, apathyduck can get that last silver arrow in time, but there it is now. Ganon is exploding, and it's going to be Yu-Tang Clan getting their 2nd win of this second season, or the 3rd season of the league. They have defeated Team Kappa. Get your GGs in the chat.
And that is going to be an official first place time of 1:41.02 for apathyduck on racetime.gg. As Oneup just about to receive that big key. There is the expected mirror.
Yep, he's going to be heading up here as well. We'll see if we can't get apathyduck in here for a post-race conversation, and then look forward to the second match between these 2 teams coming up on Saturday between Gamachu and Solsky.
Ready.
This was a topsy-turvy seed. By the way, shout-outs to Darity Peels, who was our tracker, clicking the buttons behind the scenes, making sure that those icons lit up, even if we couldn't see what was going on stream for the first 3 minutes.
Indeed, a well-tracked race. And a well-fought race, honestly, by both runners. It's just unfortunate about the flipper location for Team Kappa, but a lot of interesting plays and a lot of good times to be had in this seed.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get apathyduck in here. GG's to you.
Yo, thanks.
So, the first question I gotta ask is, what was your thought pattern on first of all going in doing Thieves Town early with only one item in front, and then did that also affect your decision making in Palace of Darkness for leaving most Palace of Darkness behind?
Thieves Town wasn't early. Thieves Town was, for what I had relative, was late. Like, I didn't have much left. So my thought was, well, first of all, there was only one in front, but before I even went in, because I didn't really have much left. So I was like, at this point, I have to full clear it. The only way I was going to full clear if there was 3 up front. And then, yeah, that did play into pod, spiking the mitts there. I was like, okay, well, at that point, I figured the 2 came out in a wash, and I was just playing for that. And then the rest of the scene turned stupid, too, so.
Yeah, so at the start of this run, when it came time for Thieves Town, both you and Oneup were in Thieves Town at the same time. You went on further. You ended up checking that magic powder, found out that it turned out the remainder of Thieves Town could have very
literally
well
the worst
been
thing to be on blind. Not only making me clear blind, but making me chase that was just terrible. I was so mad.
But yeah, tell us about that Palace of Darkness play of yours.
Like I said, once Thieves Town didn't play out, and then I got Mitts is huge. Mitts is like 11 items. It gives me Ice Palace, it gives me Dark Death Mountain, it gives me Smith Sequence, although I really didn't want to do Smith Sequence. But it was like, it gave me so much, and I was only looking for 3 things at that point, and like Mirror, one of those 3 things was Mirror, which also blocks a lot, blocks all the Swamp, blocks, a couple other locations, and then Flute, I just thought it was going to be, I thought it was going to be like Fire Rod or Mirror up on Dark Death Mountain or both, then like Flute in Thieves Town, and Flute and Swamp, and just finish out the seed that way, so. Plus I still had Eastern, so like Fire Rod could have been Eastern easily, something like that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the other one of 2 reasons why one of your teammates was threatening to do bodily harm to you. That does
not narrow it down.
I know it doesn't narrow it down. But we were talking about 2 incidents that almost came 10 minutes apart to the point that you wouldn't have no idea what you ended up doing wrong. But we're talking about when you decided to try to take the breadsmith back home, only to lift up a rock and be like, oh, wait.
I was just, at that point, I thought I lost at that point already, and I was just kind of, I was already, I was thinking 3 steps ahead, because I was thinking, okay, my opponent, what I was thinking is they probably got the bow, because 99% of the time I get that bow first.
Yeah.
It's just the bombs took me away, and I got the Moon Pearl.
Oh, okay.
And then, so I was like, okay, I was thinking the most likely thing my opponent did was probably got the bow early, did Thieves Town, or did Eastern and Pod, got the mitts. By the time they went over to Thieves Town, right? So I was like, okay, which means maybe they'll have done Hammer Pegs, and maybe they have done Smith, but they probably wouldn't do Purple Chest. So I was like, at that point, I was all in for. I had so little left, anyways. So Purple Chest was what I thought could be one of my outs. I just never thought Spark, because nothing was on Death Mountain when you first went up.
Yeah.
And then I got the flips, and the flips led to nothing either. I got Quake, but A, at the time I didn't care, and B, it was nothing.
Little did you know that the flippers actually is the difference maker of this run, as you pulled it out of Spiral Cave, and it took Oneup to a last location at that spot, even pulling the pedestal.
Yeah, I'm just, where was, oh right, he had the mirror to do. Yeah, I was thinking ped too. At certain point, it was I didn't have the mirror, I didn't have the book, so.
Yeah, it took you a little while to get to that King's Tomb, but you were able to get there a lot sooner than Team Kappa was able to get to Spiral Cave, and for that reason.
That was the other thing I was playing for. Again, because I thought I was in Turtle Rock and I was in Seed Done. So the other thing with Turtle Rock is I played for the back of Turtle Rock, hoping like he
Mhm.
got flute and boots and dipped. So I was playing for like, okay, hopefully, and like the mushroom was back there, and I got the green pendant. So that's why I
Yep.
did Meyer first, because like, well, he would have the boots, right? There's no way he doesn't have boots. It's the first thing you get. So then he would go to King's Tomb first. If that was the mirror, maybe that leads him to Swamp early or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Because if I had,
So you.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, if I had the Fire Rod when I first went, I would have done Turtle Rock the first time I was there. 100%. I've done the whole thing with having Ice Rod and everything.
So you delayed the King's Tomb because you had figured you were behind. If Mirror's there, then that just makes you even further behind.
Yeah, I was hoping he dipped early, and boots wasn't the answer, and that mushroom or green pendant was. So it was like once I did mushroom and green pendant, like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go straight to Meyer. So just playing for that.
And by the way, the other time that Emo Sarah claimed that she was going to do harm to you, as we see Oneup finishing off this seed, was if you had decided to return to Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, speaking of, I gotta yell at her because right before this race, we're in the Skullwoods division, and I was like, hey, could you check the channel for me real quick? She said Skullwoods is empty. I'm like, okay, good, because now in the match I'm gonna think, oh, Skullwoods is empty. I'm never gonna go there, and it's gonna be something. So she can. I can't say what I want to say at the beginning, but later.
All right. Well, we'll. I think we'll leave it at that.
Right.
I think that says enough. Anyways, Oneup has crossed the finish line to finish this run.
I'm just going to say I appreciate your team dynamics in Yu-Tang Clan, and leave it at that personally. But we'll see if Oneup wants to come on in for an interview here.
Yeah, and thanks to both of you for getting the stream stream. I know the adventure of the lost SD card delayed this one a little bit.
I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to throw Oneup under the bus, but yeah, this race was originally scheduled for what was it? 9:10.
Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna do that seed later, and like I'm gonna get a 109 or something in it. Like it's gonna be the freest seed on the planet, 100%, 100%.
And as we welcome Oneup into the virtual booth here, we will finish throwing him under the bus by saying this race was originally delayed because an SD card decided to go somewhere it's not supposed to go in an SD in a particular piece of equipment. That was not the best thing to read in the chat.
So let's go ahead and talk to Oneup. How you doing?
Having a bit of a microphone issue is Oneup.
I assume we're doing the ye olde disconnect and reconnect.
Yeah. Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, GG's to apathyduck, and shout outs for being understanding about the reschedule there. Yeah, it was unfortunate. We were all ready to go for the first seed, and I copied the seed over to my SD card and went to put it in my SD to SNES, and like apparently there's this minuscule gap between the holder for the SD card and the body of the cartridge itself, and like I wasn't really looking when I put it in there, and somehow managed to slip it in there, and it just like fell straight into the thing. So
Ooh.
You like my name, by the way?
what's up?
Hold on tight.
Oh no! Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
that's almost as good as what you had for the first one, which I am slightly dubious about repeating on air without context. So
I figured I had to break my my gimmick just for this one.
oh gosh, but back to the race that actually took place. I did have two questions specifically for Oneup. And they're both a little bit on the cheeky side. The first one I have is, when you went to Hera, you specifically chose not to Hera pot. Was that just because you're not comfortable with the bomb setup, or?
Yeah, I only really know the boot setup for that, which is, probably something I should remedy, but yeah, I only do it with the boots. So yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. This was the rare seed where kind of lost some time for that.
All my teaching you in GD glitches, and this is how you repay me.
Well, I mean, I'd say 3 points is a nice way to repay, but that's just me.
Yeah, see, there you go.
The other question I had is
Proper compensation.
did you you were obviously by the time you reached Moldorm Q, you were aware that apathyduck had finished the race. So was that hover just kind of you having fun, or just
Having
Yeah,
fun,
pretty much.
Rando.
It's always, trying to do some of the stuff like that. It's always nice to find like instances to practice it. And this being a case where it didn't really matter since I already lost at this point, like, might as well practice it in kind of like a real situation. So unfortunately, it didn't work out, and I didn't want to waste everyone's time, so I just kind of left it at that.
good old college try, which is more than I can say for my hover abilities, which are non-existent.
So I'm going to first go to Oneup here as we get ready to wrap things up for this broadcast. Anything you want to say to your teammate Gamachu as we get ready for the second match between your two teams Saturday night with Gamachu versus Solsky?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that race. Hopefully, Gamma can repay or can regain Team Kappa's honor and take the win home and split the series 1-1.
And apathyduck, any words for Solsky?
Yeah, just don't do anything I would do. Also, don't screw it up.
The wise words of both of these two. Get your GGs in the chat for both of these. Final question for Oneup. Of the remaining modes in weeks 3 through 7, which mode are you looking forward to the most?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the spoiler key sanity, I don't know. That's probably going to be a pretty fun week. I don't know. It depends a lot on what kind of seed you get. Like, it's kind of nerve-wracking, but also pretty fun at the same time, so probably that one.
And what about you, apathyduck?
Yeah, same. The spoiler keys. It was really fun last time, and then like me and Emo apparently are very bad at piloting. And like Solsky has like has like 5 monitors and like a notepad and like sort of like so I like he's weirdly good at it, and then like I get to not think, which is great, and then we get to argue the entire time, which is hilarious. So
Nice.
those are always fun. Him telling me to get Cape, which was like 500 rooms away.
Nice.
I had 5 hearts. I'm like, I'm not getting that.
We'll see how this goes between both of you guys coming up as we move along throughout the league. GG's to both of you. Good job.
GG.
GG.
So that's going to do it for this match here on Speed Gaming 4. There's still one more match in progress right now. That is between Sabatander and Hazukitty. That's going on right now on Speed Gaming 2. If you want more Link to the Past Randomizer League action, Weighty Words is going to be taking on Yagama tomorrow morning, 10:10 a.m. over on Speed Gaming. You can join us for that.
So yeah, make sure to have your caffeine of choice ready for that one, because that's fairly early for most people on a Friday.
I'll be watching from work.
I'll be watching from just getting out of bed at 7 in the morning.
Nice.
West Coast. And then further action at 4:10 Eastern Time tomorrow afternoon. Tam of Did You Check Your Boot versus Jim of They Vetoed Our Acronym, also on Speed Gaming. And at 4:40 Eastern, Double Dippers, represented by Edidub. I probably mispronounced that. And facing off against Chelsea Lynn of But We're Buddies on Speed Gaming 3. So plenty of action tomorrow on Speed Gaming.
Yep, and we'll have more action tomorrow night as well with Jet versus Swerve, Frostbite versus Pika Pales, Roach versus Demo. Those other matches yet to be determined which channel they're going to be on. I got some work to do. So let's get out of here. Special thanks to everyone for joining us for the clicking buttons of Dirty Peels in the background for our two runners, Apathy Duck and Oneup. I'm Adirondack Rick. I'll give you the chance to say the final word here. Westside Vandal, it's been fun joining you for this commentary.
Well, thank you for joining me on such short notice with the restream being moved. I was originally scheduled on the original time and agreed to come on here, and then you came on incredibly short notice to commentate with me, so that is appreciated. Also appreciated for the short notice on the tracking for Dirty Peels. And plenty of action still to come, Randomizer League, on both the Invitational League here on Speed Gaming and the Open League over on the ALTTPR League family of channels. Speed Gaming, of course, has Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6. The ALTTPR League with that and their channels 2 through 4. So plenty of action still to come this weekend and in the next 5 weeks of League and also SG Live. So plenty of Speed Gaming content coming your guys' way. Give everybody involved and every network involved follows if you haven't already. And until next time, have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.